But it's too late now. You've already seen it. But it's too late now. You've already seen it. Before May could react, the door behind Mr. Yamato creaked open. Inside, the room was filled with strange, swirling shadows, their forms stretching like tendrils, reaching for her. May stepped back, her legs trembling. "What's happening?" she whispered, her voice barely a breath. Mr. Yamato stepped aside, revealing a small, dusty shrine in the corner of the room. On the altar sat an ornate mirror, its surface cracked, as though it had been struck by something heavy. The shadows, she realized, weren't just in the room, they were coming from the mirror. This mirror, Mr. Yamato explained, is not just a reflection of the world. It shows what should not be. It holds the spirits of those who've left too soon. My family has been its keeper for generations. Suddenly, the shadows surged toward May, cold and whispering her name. She stumbled backward, but Mr. Yamato grabbed her wrist, his grip tight. "The mirror can take you. Once it does, you'll be lost in the world of the forgotten forever." May's breath caught in her throat. She struggled, her pulse pounding in her ears. "How do I stop it?" Mr. Yamato's face twisted into something almost human, but not quite. "Destroy it. Only then can the shadows be free." With a cry, May wrenched herself from his grip and dashed toward the mirror. The shadows reached for her, clawing at her skin, but she slammed her fist against the glass. The crack spread, spiderwebbing across the surface, and a deafening scream filled the room. As the mirror shattered, the shadows dissolved into the air with a final, agonizing wail. The room fell silent. May collapsed to her knees, gasping for breath. Mr. Yamato stood motionless, his face pale, his eyes hollow. "Thank you," he whispered. "You've freed them." As the first light of dawn broke through the window, May felt the weight of the airlift. The house next door, once so foreboding, now felt like a home again. Mr. Yamato's figure began to fade, like a shadow retreating into the morning mist. When May returned to her own home, the oppressive atmosphere was gone, and for the first time in weeks, she felt safe. The mirror was no more, and with it, the shadows that had haunted Mr. Yamato and the whole neighborhood were gone for good.